Hey everyone. So today I want to talk to you guys about up leveling. And this is a huge subject for me and one of my favorite things to talk about because I'm consistently doing it. And I am consistently doing it so that I can guide and lead others to do the exact same thing. So we're going to talk about the 5-ish steps to up leveling your life. So being a part of the essentially resilient life is always becoming more resilient, becoming your best self. And your resilience is what helps you get there. So, if you can master and become resilient to everything that is holding you back, you are automatically, by law, going to become the best version of yourself. So, the first thing that we need to talk about for up leveling is number one, identifying where you are currently. If you are obviously listening to this, you're probably not where you want to be in life, right? You are not currently in the dream life, your dream reality that you want to create. So be honest with yourself. Where are you? Are you in, a really bad situation in life where you're in struggle mode, or where you are in survival mode, or are you just in a period of your life where you're just kind of getting by? Are you just comfortable? Are you in a position where you are realizing that you want more out of life, but you don't know how to get there? All of those things matter. So just figure that out and be very honest with yourself. So for me, I identified a long time ago that I was not at my max potential, and I am still not even close to it right now. However, this is the process that I use to continuously up-level myself. And the thing is, it's it's a process, and we have to understand that. It takes steps and it takes work, but that doesn't mean that it's hard. That doesn't mean, and sometimes it is. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's not always comfortable. It can be very hard on you, but not all the time. So again, just identify where you are and identify then where you want to be. Where is it that you want to be in your life? For me, I want to be the obviously the best version of myself. But what does that look like? What does that look like for you? For me, it looks like I'm saving the world. Honestly, I am living to my fullest potential. I am helping the world in every area that I know how. I am giving back times millions of what I'm being fed. And I am providing so much value to the world, and I am creating a revolution, a healing revolution, a revolution of everybody becoming their best selves. I'm also in that state of mind leading a world schooling revolution because that is another one of my goals. So all of these things and operating from this place of where you want to be is going to automatically bring you to where you want to be. So the second thing that I want you to do when you're up leveling is trust yourself. And this can be so freaking hard, guys. And I was blinded and I thought that I trust myself. I know what I'm doing. And then I got hit in the face because everything was falling apart. And I was like, I don't understand what's happening. And it was falling apart because whenever things would happen, I didn't trust myself enough. So I was literally blocking the new steps, the new parts of my business that I needed, the new parts of my life that were going to get me to my dream life and my dream reality. I was blocking them because I didn't trust myself with them. So by doing that, I was just not up leveling. So trusting yourself is essential. And sometimes you have to dig really deep to figure out if you trust yourself or not. And it's okay if you don't, because there's always ways around that. So for me, I created affirmations. I created, affirmations around the fact that, I trust myself with this new life that I'm creating. I trust myself with my finances that I'm creating. I trust myself with my business growing. I trust myself leading more and more people. And I created that, and eventually it stuck. So it's essential to trust yourself. And if you don't, that's okay. again, like I said, it's totally okay because I didn't either. Whenever we are, really like honing in on what we want, and it is hard to think that, can you be trusted with more? But if you don't think you can be trusted with more, the universe and God is not going to believe that you can be trusted with more. Therefore, you're not going to get it. So trust yourself first. The next thing is law of attraction and manifestation. All of these things are playing into it. And the law of attraction and manifestation is one of my favorite things to do because my first experience with manifesting, I manifested $27,000 just on my first experience of barely even knowing what I was doing. And I still couldn't believe it. Like, I still have a hard time believing that I was capable of doing that. However, it happened, and it was the universe showing me that, hey, this is what you're capable of. Let's go do it. And it was also a test of, this is what I'm giving you, and can you be trusted with it? Can you be trusted with more? Because I'm going to basically shower your life with more, right? So for me, I learned. It was a lesson. Now, by law of attraction, we have to act in a place as if. We cannot come from a place of lack of mentality. We have to come from an it's already here mentality. And, it's Jim Carrey is one of my favorite people to listen to because he is just so insightful and he knows exactly what he's talking about. And if you are not familiar with anything other than just his movies, he is an amazing person. So YouTube him because you won't be disappointed. So he taught me that the ultimate like trick is, to anytime you see something, you say, it's here, it's here, it's here. And I have that written on my mirror because every morning when I wake up and I go in there and I don't yet have the things that I want, I just repeat to myself, it's here, it's here, it's here. You have to act as if, because when you come from a place of acting as if, you are acting as if you already have it. So be who you would be when you're already at that new level. What does that new level look like for you? Right? And that's what we went from in the first step. Where do you want to be? So act as if you were already there. What would that person be doing? Would she or he be worried about, the current situations going on? Would he or she be worried about the how? Okay. And this is the thing, we can't worry about the how. The how is not up to us. So if you're worried about the how, I'm going to tell you right now that that's a waste of your time because you're never going to know the how. And I can tell you that from my manifesting experiences, I would never have been able to tell you how everything was going to play out. It's just not possible. So that's how we kind of understand where, why, how, right? Because or become at peace with the how is that we're never going to know the how. And we just look back on previous situations and realize, you know what? That worked out 10 times better than I could have ever imagined, but I never would have been able to guess how that was going to work out. The next thing is surround yourself with like-minded people who are already where you want to be. So if you want to be a pro athlete, you're going to surround yourself, right? You're going to go and you're going to train with people who are already above you, who are already where you want to be. So if you are in a position where you really want to uplevel your life and you are surrounded by people who could give a crap less if they go anywhere in life, then you are not helping your situation and you are really keeping yourself in this low vibe environment where nothing is going to grow and it's going to be very hard for you to. So this might mean breaking away for some people for a period of time. This doesn't mean that you have to completely, disregard them out of your life, but you want to be very mindful. So for me, a lot of my people are virtual. They're online. And I listen to them. You become like the 5 most people you surround yourself with, okay? So, a lot of times I surround myself with 5 people that I really like pay attention to or that I will take advice from. Because let me tell you a little trick. Never take advice from anyone you do not trade places with. because if you do, you're going to end up where they are, and that's not where you want to go. So you want to make sure and be mindful of who you are allowing to feed your space and feed your energy and feed your mind. So, for example, one of my biggest people that I always listen to is Ange Peters, because she's where I want to be. She is a very inspirational person in my life. I listen to a lot of different podcasts, but again, it's rebuilding that community of people who are where you want to be. And eventually, if you hang out with them long enough, you're gonna be where they are, right? Because just as like attracts like. So if you hang out with people who are not going anywhere consistently, you're going to consistently not go anywhere. So it's the same thing, just putting yourself in a different social atmosphere. And that's okay. It's okay to uplevel yourself. It's okay to stop doing certain things that are not serving your best self. It's okay to do that. And a lot of times people get very emotional about it, because a lot of times it does mean it's cutting friends out of their life that they might have been friends with for so long. But at the same time, you have to focus on you, because you're the one that has to live in your life. And for me, I know personally, like, my potential haunts me. So if I am doing anything that is like incapable, oh my God, I can't even think of the word, is stopping or slowing that down, I like, my mind, you don't even want to be in it, because it'll be like, Ashley, you need to shut this down right now. And I will just, okay, execute, like, and I'll just go on, because I can't have that, right? So be mindful and really care about your sacred space and who you're letting in, because that is what is going to really contribute to your entire life. And if you are surrounded by people who only want to talk about other people all the time, instead of talk about how they can help each other, how they can grow, like, imagine the difference, right? So take a really good look at where you are right now. And again, this is not always easy, but it's necessary. It's a very necessary part of your evolution. The next thing is form habits of where you want to be. So if you want to be for me, okay, so I want to be at the top rank in the company. I am looking at what are they doing, okay, and what habits do they have. I observe people so much and what they do. And again, this is basically acting as a place of as if, but really consistently in your life. So if you want to be, a millionaire, right? Okay, so that's my goal. So if you want to be a millionaire, what habits do millionaires have, right? What habits do they form? Are they, what do they think? What do they do? What do they act like? Who do they surround themselves with? All of the things, all of the habits. Okay. What does their morning routine look like? What does their self-care routine look like? What does their, outlets, healthy, like anger, outlets, whatever, frustration outlets, what do those look like? What are they not doing? Okay. So are they, hanging out at the bar every night? Are they, just basically laying around every day and doing nothing? No, I don't think that's what they're doing, right? So again, what are their habits? Do they work out a lot? Do they eat really healthy food? Again, just surround your life and involve your life in where with the habits of where you want to be. And what would you be doing operating from that space of where you want to be? If you were already that person, what would you be doing? What habits would you be doing? Next thing is normalizing your reality. Now, if you've seen my post the other day about being normal, this is very important. And if not, go back and check it out, because this breaks this down so well. First of all, if you didn't, I'm just going to give you a little heads up. Normal is a dryer setting and nothing more. Normal is a word that it's an illusion. It's not anything. You can attach whatever you want to it and make it something, okay? So what is normal for a spider is chaos to a fly, right? So normal is not something that we can just say, well, that's normal, for who, for what age, for what blood type. Like, there's all different factors that go into it, right? Who's it normal for? Because people, normality for me is going to look a lot different than what is normal for someone who does not have the same intentions as me, right? So the thing is, your normal, again, is whatever you want it to be. And it changes again. So this is all about up-leveling your normal. So normalizing where you want to be. You have to open the doors in your mind so that when the doors open in real life, you'll see them and you'll walk through them. If you don't normalize it in your brain first on an energetic level, that door is going to show up in your face and you're not even going to know that it's there. So one of my biggest, my favorite things to do is normalizing my income that I want. So right now I am normalizing 30K months. That does not mean that I'm even there yet. That does not mean that I'm close to be there yet. That is what I'm normalizing, okay? Because actually it was kind of an accident. Whenever I took the Rich Babe course, one of the games was to mentally spend $1,000 a day. So I was like, all right, so I just started normalizing what it would be like to spend $1,000 a day on whatever I wanted. And after a while, I just realized, okay, well, I just spent 30 grand this month. So I am normalizing 30 grand a month, right? 30K months. So as I was normalizing this in my brain, and I've been doing this exercise for about 3 months now, there was a opportunity that popped up to bring this even closer into my reality. Not that it might not even be that close yet, but it's still a doorway. A doorway has opened. And again, normalizing it. So I am normalizing what, because if someone says, hey, here's 30 grand in 1 month, what are you going to do with it? Right? And a lot of people, if you don't focus on your wealth consciousness and your wealth mindset, you're going to lose it all, right? And that's why lottery winners, a lot of the times, they don't know how to handle that type of money. So they blow it all or they end up broke again, right? So that's not what we want. So by normalizing this in your mind, you are going to figure out, you're already going to know. So whenever you already know what you're going to do with it, the universe and God is like, okay, well, you know what? She can be trusted with this. Here you go. And it's going to hand it to you. So that might sound a little bit crazy for you, but again, this goes back into manifestation and opening the doors in your mind. And I'll tell you that it works. So again, it may be something like, even if it's just normalizing $2,000 months for you, maybe that's what you want to do. Okay, so break that down to whatever that equals out to per day. What are you going to do? Or what are you going to do with that extra money? So whenever you normalize it and like, okay, well, yeah, I have an extra 2K a month. Like, this is exactly what I'm doing with it. Normalizing it. And then when you're done with that and you've achieved that goal, you step it up a notch and you normalize maybe 4K months, 5K months, whatever. Okay. So you don't have to go crazy and go to 30K like I did. That just happened by accident, but I think it was actually an on purpose accident. So totally okay. Wherever you want to go with it. And again, normalize like other things, like normalize going on vacation or traveling or whatever. So normalize the food that you're going to eat, So like, oh yeah, well, it's normal for me to eat healthy. Okay. So because that's just what you're doing. So again, just convincing your subconscious mind that this is what you're doing. This is exactly what you're doing. Then the next thing would be visualization. So whenever you are up leveling yourself, it is uncomfortable and it can feel like you are freaking delusional. And to be honest, half the time, that's me. I am not where I am at this current moment, right? I am on a beach. I am, in Europe. I am wherever I am. I'm not where I am. So whatever you have to do to convince your mind to believe it is what you have to do. So I practice visualization a lot, but especially in the morning, I do 2 minutes of playing the movie in my head of where I want to be, where I am going to be. So I will sit there and I will close my eyes and I will just visualize myself having that 5K course launch. I will visualize myself walking across the doTERRA stage for Diamond. I will visualize myself standing at the top of my castle in Europe. I will visualize myself in all of the different countries. I will visualize myself taking my son to different countries for school. Like, I visualize it all right in front of me. And I just play this movie of what my life is going to look like. And I have absolute certainty that it is. And that's the key. You have to have certainty. But the way to get certainty is to actually visualize it. Because if you can trick your subconscious mind, you don't even really have to trick it. First of all, your subconscious mind does not know the difference between fake and real. So if you are visualizing this, it believes that it's already happened. So therefore, it is going to consistently find ways to make these things happen. Okay? So play that movie in your head. Play that movie in your head as much as you can, and especially during the hard times, because I will tell you guys, I have been in situations where I just wanted to fall and like on my face. And I just didn't understand why anything was going the way that it was. Like, everything was backwards. And again, I've adjusted my mindset to know that everything is always working in my favor. And I truly believe that. But there are still times that it's going to be hard. And the more momentum you gain, sometimes the harder it can be on you and your mind. So you want to really, really take the time to visualize. And the time to visualize the most too is during those hard times when you feel like you can't do anything. And because you can do that. You can mentally put yourself in a different space. And by putting yourself in a different space and believing that everything is happening in your favor is allowing you to approach situations with the best mindset and the best way of looking at things. Like, okay, this is happening for me. How can I work through it? Okay. And again, this goes into resiliency. So visualize that movie, visualize that food that you'll be eating, that money that you'll be spending, that money that you'll be giving, that money that, is going to take you around the world, that plane that is going to take you around the world, that house that you're going to be living in, that feeling. This is the thing. You want to make sure above everything else, because the things are not what matter, right? Because the things, yes, the things are nice, but that's not the attainment. The goal is the feelings that we want to have whenever we have those things in our life. So are we going to feel joy? Are we going to feel happiness? Are we going to feel, just peace within ourselves? What are we going to feel when you're already there at that new level? And you will feel them during that visualization. And make sure whenever you attach emotions to things like that, that's what makes it manifest. That's what brings it into your reality, is the attaching yourself to the feelings of where you want to be, the things that you have, and it works. So then the last thing that you're going to want to do when up leveling yourself is take massive freaking action. So there is so much that we can do from just sitting on the couch, and I've been here, and thinking that you're just going to manifest this dream life just by sitting on the couch hoping and wishing. Hoping and wishing is not even a thing for me. Like, there's none of that. It's either do or don't. And you have to have absolute certainty that you are going to achieve this level. When you have absolute certainty, things fall into place. So take massive action by doing all the things that we talked about, not just writing them out, but actually doing them. Create yourself an action list of a routine that you can do every day to put you on that next level of your life. And that's what I do. I literally took all of the things that I wanted to accomplish, and I observed the people of where I want to be. I did all of the things that we just went through, and I created my morning routine. And my morning routine is also a video. It's on my YouTube channel. It's on Facebook. You can also check that out if you want an idea of my morning routine. And you can duplicate that, or you can take some things from that, whatever you want to do. But if you just decide that you're going to do this and then not take action on it, by the law of action, it's not going to happen no matter how much visualization you do. Because the universe and God, they meet you where you want to be. They meet you at, whenever you take that step then you get a step in return. So what you seek is seeking you, okay? So super, super important in up leveling your life. And again, remember that every new level counts. So even if you're starting from down below, which is where I started, because my normal where I wanted to be was all the way up here. And it took me a long time because I didn't have these steps in action. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just basically struggling and climbing and falling and doing all the things to get where I wanted to go until I implemented the system that I have now. So every little step counts. So even if you're down here and you end up right here, you're one step closer, and then you just do it again and you repeat the process until you get here. And then this is kind of your baseline of like, okay, this is where I have an idea of where I want to be, but how much better can it get from here? And then you just continuously go up and up and up. And it's a constant question of how much better can it get? And I always say, the better it gets, the better it gets, the best is yet to come. And I took that from Manifestation Babe Catherine Zankina because she's right? When you keep saying the best is yet to come, the best is yet to come by law, the best is yet to come. So that's my little story on up-leveling your life. And those are my tips for you. And it works. It works. So again, take action. And we are all meant to live our best life, our best self, and that is exactly what I'm here to teach you to do. So if you have any questions, post them below, and I'll chat with you guys later. Bye, guys.